President Museveni holds talks with the DRC Special Envoy on Eastern DRC security and regional stability. The Electoral Commission starts national verification in the voter registers for LC1 elections. Civil society organizations on HIV respond rubbish recent remarks by Human Rights Commission chairperson. While Sacred Heart SS Gulu launches Northern Uganda's first NADO play-through club. Yes, it's me, Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Elizabeth Nakakoni joins in for sign language interpretation. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in our first story, has held talks with the Special Envoy of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Floribert Anzuluni Isilokeshi, focusing on the security situation in the Eastern DRC and regional stability. The meeting took place at the President's Chisozi farm, where the two leaders discussed issues of mutual interest with particular emphasis on efforts to restore peace in Eastern Congo. President Museveni said that peace and stability remain essential for the prosperity of the region and reaffirmed Uganda's commitment to working with regional partners to address the security challenges facing Eastern DRC. The meeting comes amid ongoing regional diplomatic efforts aimed at finding lasting solutions to insecurity in the eastern part of the DRC. In more news, President Yoweri Museveni has met the ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to Uganda, His Excellency Mehmet Faith Ak, to discuss issues aimed at strengthening cooperation between the two countries. The meeting was at the President's Chisozi farm in Gomba district, where the two leaders exchanged views on matters of mutual interest for the benefit of the people of Uganda and Turkey. President Museveni said that discussions focused on deepening bilateral relations and advancing areas of shared interest as the two countries continue to strengthen diplomatic and economic cooperation. The Electoral Commission has kicked off the checking and verification of details in the voter registers for LC1 and Village Women's Council registers as stated in the roadmap. The exercise will start on the 13th of July, which was today, and end on the 14th of July. Eligible voters have been called upon to cross-check for details relating to their registration.
The Electoral Commission spokesperson Julius Muchunguzi has said no additional time will be allocated to those who missed registration exercise, saying the one-week period was enough.
There are people who say that there are people that missed the registration. That phase for registration ended. And you see, the Electoral Commission, the reason why the Electoral Commission issues a roadmap and a program is to make sure that you have timelines. Because if you have no timelines and a cut-off point, you can never do anything. But most importantly, you register those who are willing. There is no compilation. No one is forced to register. So we take it, the Commission takes it, and the people of Uganda take it, that those who showed up during the 5 days were the ones who are willing to participate in this process.
In the quest to clean up the register, people have been called upon to cross-check for flaws that could have been captured during the registration exercise. For example, dead voters, minors, non-residents, and foreigners.
Now this period of 13th, today, Monday 13th, and tomorrow 14th of July, people are going to come and say, so and so says that they vote from this place. Where do they live? We have a question mark on them. So when anybody raises a question mark on somebody, that our village election officer will record those names. And those names will be taken to a committee. There is a committee that is in place that will review those persons where complaints have been raised.
He clarified that voting by lining up behind candidates is legally provided for in the law. Polling for the election of Village LC1 chairpersons will take place on Tuesday, 28th of July 2026 in the 71,214 villages.
The voting for these LOC1 chairpersons and women council and committees elections is going to be by lining up. We want the viewers and listeners to understand that lining up is provided for in the law. It is not a creation of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission follows the laws that are in place. On the 28th of July, when we are electing the village chairperson, LOC1 chairperson, lining up will be at the same time across the country. What that means is that you cannot line up in two places at the same time. So there are safeguards in place to make sure that there is no cheating, there is no manipulation.
Meanwhile, the Electoral Commission has also rolled out a post-general election evaluation exercise to assess the exercise and identify the strengths and weaknesses which will inform future elections in the country.
Purpose is to, one, establish what worked well, what were the best practices, so that those best practices can be replicated across the country. Number two, areas that need improvement. Which were those areas that need improvement that we need to address?
Crispus Adinitwe, Emmanuel Makabai reporting for UBC.
Uganda's human rights journey should not be viewed through the lens of either perfection or permanent crisis. That is the view of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, which says that the focus should instead shift to measurable progress, accountability, and addressing existing gaps. Crispin Kaheru says that while challenges remain, the country has registered gains in several areas.
For decades, the human rights conversation has often been framed around two extremes. Either a country has achieved perfection or it is in a state of failure. But Uganda Human Rights Commissioner Crispin Kaheru argues that this approach misses the bigger picture. The key question should be whether the country is making deliberate and measurable progress in promoting and protecting the rights of its citizens.
Look at women's access to justice, for instance. As we speak now, more than 3,000 gender-based violence cases have been handled through specialized courts. The convictions have actually risen from 224 in 2022 to over 1,000 today as we speak.
Kaheru identifies peace and security as the foundation upon which all other human rights are built.
Not the right to education, not the right to health, not the right to work, not even the right to development. So security remains the first human right that we should be assessing and looking at. And I think in as far as Uganda is concerned, we continue to score very highly in that direction in the region, despite the internal and external threats.
But the Commissioner acknowledges that Uganda's human rights journey still faces hurdles. Child labor, school dropouts, sanitation challenges, and gaps in service delivery require attention.
So the next phase is actually implementation. Human rights must always be measured not by the reports or the laws, which we actually have in plenty, but by the daily lives of ordinary Ugandans.
From achievements recorded to challenges that remain, Uganda's human rights debate is shifting. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Civil society organizations working on HIV response have ravished the recent remarks by the former chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Mariam Wangadia, calling for renewed efforts to eliminate stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV. During a media engagement held at Uganet offices in Tinda, the organizations say that stigma has denied many Ugandans access to healthcare, employment, education, and justice despite significant progress in HIV prevention and treatment.
Recently, the chairperson of the Uganda Human Rights Commission, Mariam Wangadia, complained about allocations of human resources to the commission, and this sparked concerns from the HIV response civil society organizations.
Tulaga nti ekitongole kino takisaamu kitiibwa. N'ekifo yakifuulanga ew'okukanyoga abantu abalonzi be bakoowa.
Today, the National Forum of People Living with HIV/AIDS Nafofanu and Uganda Network on Law Ethics and HIV/AIDS Uganet, the HIV/AIDS Healthcare Foundation, among others, have raised the concern about Wangadia's remarks, saying they are discriminatory and affect people living with HIV.
Akampe ekyokulabirako oba ndi mwavulu nkupe sikyalina kakulya ndi mulwadde muyi waliwo ekimbe kyemaze nakyo emyaka 3 neetaaga ARVs. Genda mu kakiiko k'eddembe ly'obuntu.
We need to have enhanced programs within workplaces focusing on HIV prevention so that we respect the right of someone who is HIV positive.
So it is so sad that we still have discrimination, and there are so many people who are actually failing to disclose the HIV status because of the stigma, because HIV has been labeled as an abomination in the community and society.
Nafofanu shared experiences from people living with HIV who encounter rejection by family members, discrimination in workplaces and communities, and persistent misconceptions about HIV.
We've done sensitization, we've done community dialogues, we have legal frameworks, but we continue to hear from schools, heads of schools refusing to admit children who are living positively as long as the parents have opened up. We are hearing from workplaces, employers stigmatizing people living with HIV, calling them names, refusing to give them certain positions.
The network has stressed that these experiences undermine mental health, livelihoods, and adherence to treatment.
It is bad to screen people who are seeking for a placement at a place of work for HIV. Do we screen them for malaria? Doesn't malaria kill? Do you screen them for diarrhea? I mean, why are we stigmatizing specific diseases? And that it's also very clear that actually these are diseases where someone who complies with medication can work.
Uganet says reports of rights violations remain common, with some people still facing breaches of confidentiality, discrimination in employment, and limited access to justice after their HIV status is disclosed without consent.
And we have noticed that some of those sections, like the Section 18 of the HIV Prevention and the Control Act, still gives ideals like mandatory testing, disclosure of status. All these still come back to the people living with HIV, and as one of them living with HIV, we continue to challenge that when you bring such sections, they also put us at risk.
However, the stakeholders call for reforms to existing laws and policies to strengthen the protection of people living with HIV.
Now, since 2016, when we tabled this petition, we received the first hearing in 2023. Imagine 8 years down the road, we were able to have the hearing with the court, but it still did not go well. They dismissed the petition. We are back in action this year, still petitioning the Supreme Court against the HIV criminalization.
They jointly called on government institutions, healthcare providers, employers, schools and community leaders to strengthen enforcement of existing legal protections.
So see that the penalties given to people who stigmatize and discriminate are not sufficient. We want to see the government doing more in those penalties that are put in place. We can't just say sorry and that's it.
I'm Waiva Njuko and Kenneth Tanaba for UBC.
Residents living around the Kampala Industrial and Business Park in Namamve have commended government and partners like the United Kingdom Export Finance for the ongoing infrastructure works, saying that the project has transformed the area through improved roads, better drainage and enhanced security, and also increased economic opportunities. The Namamve Industrial Park Infrastructure Project, being implemented by the Lagan Namamve Limited, is now about 80% complete.
The project comprises the construction of modern roads, stormwater drainage systems, street lighting, water supply, and power infrastructure aimed at supporting Uganda's industrialization agenda. Engineer Bamanya Andrew, the authorized representative of Langodot Namamve Limited and the regional director for the Langani Group Limited, say the project is laying the foundation for sustainable industrial growth by creating an enabling environment for investment, business expansion, and job creation.
Most of the factories here, as you drive around, you'll notice fresh walls, new factories being set up, because most of them, or let me say 90% if I'm to put a figure, did not even have accesses to their land or their premises at the time. So yes, government had allocated them plots of land to develop, but they couldn't even access them. Now, as you drive around, you'll notice that whichever fresh road we have, there are upcoming factories being set up almost immediately.
So it's been, what I believe, a success story in terms of opening up the park, enticing investors into the park, and generate employment both for locals and export opportunities for Uganda as a whole.
The industrial park hosts approximately 480 factories, of which 280 are operational. According to the Uganda Investment Authority and the Uganda Revenue Authority, businesses operating within the park contribute an estimated $3 billion in tax revenue. Residents have welcomed the government's investment in industrial infrastructure, which has also led to improved livelihoods. A resident of Buto village, Oscar Okiring, says the community had endured years of poor roads and flooding that disrupted transport and business activities.
But now, we are really happy. The government has given us lights, even you can move from here when you don't have any problem, any fear. But some time back, even passing here at around 10, it was a problem.
Security wasn't good in Namamve, but when loads are made, when the loads are constructed, we have even security lights within. Security has been improved, whereby within Namamve and with even other places after Namamve.
Namamve is one of Uganda's leading industrial hubs.
Chief Executive Officer Uwezo Jole Kaguhanjire has called for a harmonious coexistence in families which nurtures values among children. She was speaking during her celebrations to mark 40 years of marriage with her husband, Andrew Kaguhanjire.
That you cannot enter.
It was a moment of thanksgiving as the Kaguhanjire family marked their 40th wedding anniversary with a service filled with praise and worship at Upper Loam Global Ministries in Lugogo. Family members, friends, and well-wishers joined the couple in celebrating 4 decades of love, commitment, and faith in his sermon. Apostle Michael Chumuli tasked families to take responsibility over their lives.
Very open, and he's a very loving man, and he's genuine. I mean, he's genuine. It's like a white page. You can write anything. It's like a white page. It tells you things the way they are.
When it was time for celebrating couples, Andrew Kaguhanjire reflected on the challenges the family has faced throughout their 40-year journey in marriage, despite difficult moments, citing that despite difficult moments, God's guidance enabled them to overcome.
Have gone through difficulties and calamities of accidents. We have had gun attacks in our house, but we have survived the attackers by God's grace. Survived the scourge of COVID at the death point by God's grace. I personally survived a collapsing building of 7th floor on top of me and my car, and I went out not hurt. Has been gracious to us. My daughter Precious survived an accident in Karamoja during campaigns. Tears from our eyes. Those things which are too hard for us, you managed them for us. And where we had no answers, you brought answers. Where we needed help, you were by our side. Now it is time for us to come and say, Lord, here we are. We lift your name higher. We thank you. We recognize you.
Jolly Kaguhangire said that a family guided by faith is the key to a strong family and a successful future. She said the values they have instilled in their family will guide future generations, tasking her children and grandchildren to remain grounded in God's word.
Time that we felt instead of going for the party, for eating and celebrating, it's very, very good. But we felt, let us have a time to stand publicly and say, thank you, God, you have been so good to us. Mindsets, we may not look at it or realize how important, but I want to tell you, it is very, very important. We feel our hearts are so happy that God has done it for us. I remember when we made 40 years last year, it was in September, we wondered what do we do, because we are used to see people celebrating, having parties, but we felt that wasn't really giving us that satisfaction. And as we prayed, God brought out the issue of just thanking Him.
Mike Bakabulindi for UBC News.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take a short break. Keep it with us.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, enendungu yakusabula. Mikono juu, free your fire, free your fire, free your fire.
Micheal Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. The registration number is UBB 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Micheal Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Micheal University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Micheal Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
Every life begins in a moment like this. Certain, planned, full of promise. For us, it's a bold ambition to make lives better. Because somewhere, someone is stepping into a world of work for the first time with the confidence that their retirement is taken care of.
We make dreams possible, from owning homes to scaling businesses. And when health takes an unexpected turn, help is there when it's needed most. And because legacies matter, what people build does not end with them. It's passed on. We value moments with go-getters, bold dreamers and believers. Different paths, different rhythms, with one shared belief that financial freedom is within reach. For 40 years, we've made lives better and fueled Uganda's economy. Through careful investment, we have supported businesses, created jobs, and backed our nation. To us, it's more than saving. It's believing in effort, in patience, in possibility. It's making lives better. We believe in you, in us, and in Uganda.
NSSF, 40 years of making lives better.
Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
The parent is Tuliahewa Dixon. And the child is Honest Tuliahewa Esther.
Kambera gwete kwa mchisha ishe watu yaewa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hateja shana mashemero kwa konka MTN mo eberewo mbeni nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 sta munana 0 hash kushashuro mwana school fees tokoma nyo mchisheri za gwijo wanje ninga nchaka ngwasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
There's a new way to keep your breath fresh all day. Introducing Movit All Day Toothpaste, meant to give you powerful night gum defense and teeth whitening. The charcoal flavor gives you deep cleansing and power stain removal. And the herbal delivers natural strength for healthy, confident smiles. Choose Movit All Day Toothpaste and enjoy freshness all day.
Going out without a fear, stepping out on every rock. I'm making my world just like I always wanted. Living further and beyond, growing up every day is the goal that I made up for me. That's why I believe in you. It's goal, and that's why I'm always looking for you. It's goal, that's why I believe in you. It's goal, and that's why I'm always looking for you. It's goal.
UBC Business News tonight. Minister of State for Fisheries Robert Ndugwamigade has challenged marine enforcement officers to restore public confidence by enforcing fisheries laws professionally, fairly and without corruption. The call was made during the opening of a 4-day seminar for Uganda People's Defence Forces Marine Commanders.
Marine enforcement officers have been urged to uphold professionalism and integrity while implementing fisheries regulations to protect Uganda's fisheries sector. Speaking at the opening of a 4-day seminar for UPDF Marine Commanders, State Minister for Fisheries Robert Ndugwamigade called for an end to corruption, harassment and selective enforcement against fishing communities.
I don't want to see myself on the floor of Parliament responding to cases of death. That an officer shot and killed, so I don't want to see myself on the floor responding to that. I don't want to respond to cases of rape. I don't want to respond to cases of we paid such amount to officer so and so. When the president, commander and chief has made it clear this is Chisanja hakuna kulala, this is Chisanja of no sleep.
The minister said protecting fish stocks will revive the fishing industry, increasing government revenue and supporting essential public services, including health, education and road infrastructure.
What they also say about us, and when I say us, it means me and you, because we are now together in this sector. I've come to notice, most of the issues actually which happen are not by these officers. They are by the people below them. Because you don't go out, you're at the center, and when these junior officers or lower cadres go out, what they do is also attached to you. They say, so and so, they say this detach.
He was concerned over reports of harassment, inconsistent fishing measurements and impounding fishermen operating within the law.
It would be better to take this to the right. You confiscate something, let it go to the landing site where everybody sees. Probably we shall run with the accusations. Otherwise, provided the fish is going to the balance, we shall not do much, and people always be alleging whatever they can allege even before the president.
The seminar brings together commanders from all water bodies and fisheries checkpoints to harmonize the enforcement. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
Hello.
Yes, mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala yabisenga bimeka?
Nga bisatu.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Abangambye saatano.
Nedda ssebo eno zaali nnyamuuko.
Lwaki?
Anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe. Nti ne valiyo y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku ceiling tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo ogusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Are you an elite runner, fitness enthusiast, or adventure seeker? Get ready for a run in paradise at the Fort Portal City Marathon on July 18th, 2026. Experience the beauty, culture, and energy of Uganda's tourism city for only 60,000 Ugandan shillings. Register now at www.fortcitymarathon.com or dial *272*7#. Mwije tugende toro for a run in paradise in partnership with the Tourism Ministry, Capital Radio, Rock Telecom, Castle Light, Jeans Club, Kahive and Toro Kingdom.
UBC Sports News. More than 200 caddies have teed off in the ABSA Chairman's Bell Tournament at the Uganda Golf Club in Chitante, marking a historic moment as caddies compete in the prestigious championship for the first time.
The caddies are a very important part of the game, both the amateur and professional game, because they are an extension of whatever it is that the player is trying to achieve. So they help you on the course.
The Chairman's Bell Tournament is Uganda's celebrated golfing event, bringing together professionals, amateur golfers and caddies in a week-long competition that also marks the transition of leadership at the Uganda Golf Club.
ABSA has come out quite strong on this particular occasion to make this statement to say The caddies are not just a piece of furniture in the game, but many of them play, and they play quite well. They are very competitive.
Title sponsors Absa Bank Uganda have committed Uganda shillings 185 million into this year's tournament and reaffirmed commitment to the development of golf in the country. Absa sponsorship underscores Absa's continued support for the growth of the sport and nurturing of emerging talent in Uganda's golfing community.
I'm so delighted to be hosting this tournament of Absa, whereby we are lucky that we are considered as the caddies of Uganda Golf Club. We are very happy for this big event that we are going to have all over the weekend, whereby we are starting with the professionals, then we go with the amateurs, then we go to the subsidiary on Saturday. So, me as a caddy master, really, we appreciate the support you have given us as caddies and a chance to participate in the tournament. We hope.
Organizers say the introduction of the caddies competition recognizes the role caddies play in the game and providing them with an opportunity to showcase their skills on one of Uganda's biggest golfing stages. Helen Barbara, reporting for ABC TV News.
The reduction of the games of the World Cup, the front bench is back on air, and tonight the team is already set to give us something. Jethro Kasaiji and the team are on the set this evening. Thank you so much for watching. As Newsroom, we'll give you room to get to listen to what he has this evening. Let's catch you at 10 p.m. My name is Micheal Jordan Lukomwa with Elizabeth Nakakoni. We say bye-bye and hand over to you, Jethro.
So much, Micheal Jordan Lukomwa. Because of the reduction in the matches that we are mandated to show for the World Cup this year, the front bench returns, and tonight we are looking at delivering on the health manifesto. Is Uganda building a resilient and inclusive health system? That will be our topic tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching UBC TV. Use that hashtag UBC Frontbench to be part of the show. I am glad I do have the Honorable Minister from the Ministry of Health, Dr. Chris Bariomunsi. I will be answering some of the questions. I also do have the Permanent Secretary, that is Dr. Diana Twine. I also do have the Director General Health Services, Professor Charles Olaro. Those are my guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me go for that unity song, and from that we shall be back to dissect into the subject matter.
Oh Uganda, may God uphold